We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next. Welcome back to the Daily Helpline. We're here with Zack and Julia and our special guest today, Marissa Winokur. So, Zack and Julia, it almost feels like for me like you're behind the scenes, like this is not what I signed up for. This is not the life that I imagined. This is not the life that I want. What did you give up in order to do this as you're doing it now?
Well, I did give up my dream of, I'd never had an illusion of being a professional musician, but it's my love and it's my hobby, and I've done it most of my life, and since we've bought the house and had our son, I barely do it anymore because I'm more focused on making sure he's taken care of, the house is taken care of.
Do you resent her for that?
I don't resent her, no. It's more along, it was a choice, and I recognized that consciously that it was something I wanted to do, and
I get that. I think we all get that.
But I don't resent her for that. No.
But when you give up your dream and you say, okay, listen, I've given up all of this in order to make your thing happen, and now your thing's not happening, and we're struggling here, you're angry all the time for a reason.
Yeah, here's kind of what I see that happens is two people are incredibly attached and connected to their profession, so much so that it became who you were. That's not a bad thing. Passion could drive us into accomplishing some great things professionally, but when there's no separation from what we do and who we are, suddenly when what we do changes, we don't know who we are. Right. And my guess is anybody that's had some success can relate to that, because my identity gets wrapped up in what I do. And sometimes if you try to have a conversation about me and I couldn't tell you what I do, I'm lost. I'm like, I don't know. I'm so attached to my professional identity, and it makes up who I am. But this relationship, this coupleship, needs to be treated as its own thing. Right. You've got to nurture you got to nurture you, and then there's this third component, which is this relationship, and it has to be taken care of at all costs. It can't be the last thing on the priority list. And a lot of times with business, here's what I've done as well. And so for you, you've had this big change in your business, and now you've gone to a higher rent location and it's not working. Is that correct?
Yes.
Was it working before? Were the numbers really working?
For 9 years in a place where all of the businesses around me were shutting down left and right, and I made it 9 years against all odds, so it had to be working. And part of it did change a little when I had my son 2 years ago, but even then I was still able to make it work. And I was spending more time with my son. Since we moved, I've had to spend more time at the business. So before it was kind of running itself, and I felt like I could really still give my family what they needed.
So we want to help get this balance back because this is all out of the place, but we want to help you get it to where it's supposed to go, okay? So as Miles said, we have brought someone here today that's going to be able to help you. So please welcome your own personal business expert, Christopher Dukes, the president and CEO of Dukes Wealth Management Incorporated. Chris, can you stand up for us? Thank you so much for being here today. And I know you've heard a lot. You've heard a lot from this couple, but tell us a little bit about where you think they are and what you'll be able to do with them.
Sure. Well, in my profession, I help individuals and businesses plan and execute financial strategies that are successful. And in listening to you today, I heard you say, I'm not prepared to give up on my dream. So on behalf of myself and my firm, we're prepared to give you complimentary consultations to help you get that dream back.
We want you guys to be okay. And I think that you will be.
And don't forget, we're giving you some practical takeaway advice. I think it's incredibly important. But don't let your business drive your priorities with your family.
That's right.
Let's build some separation in between them, because that kid and this relationship is what's most important, and it's the only thing you can take with you at the end of the road.
This has got to be number one. Okay?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.